IBC, Dow Gateful 33 here to do a contest entry video. So this is for a contest that Randall Weaver is running. So Randy's just reached 500 subs, so congratulations Randy. Great channel. I think I've got quite varied tastes and quite a variety of genres that I'm into, but whenever I watch Randy's videos, there's most of it is new to me. It's very rarely do I see a lot of stuff that I've got, so that's really interesting. So so what Randy's asked us to do is show some music that we listen to in the morning that gets us going in the morning, and as an addition, if you want 2 entries into the video to shoot that video in your pajamas. So I don't normally wear pajamas. So I tend to sleep as nature intended, but Randy was quick to say if you do the video shirtless, you'll be disqualified. So where I live in the UK, it doesn't, typically it's fairly mild. Apologies for the noise in the background. I've got the window open a bit, and the traffic's starting to build up to rush hour, or school run, should I say, down where I live. So where I live, it's fairly mild, so I'm comfortable sleeping au naturel. Most of the year there are a few days of the year where it might drop below zero, a few degrees below zero, and it gets a bit chilly, and I will put a night shirt or a t-shirt on. This is my Tom and Jerry, lots of holes and battered. My wife wants me to throw it away, but does the job for those odd few days a year. So so be careful I don't stand up too much, because I am dressed as I would be dressed. So and Randy didn't say that if you shoot the video bottomless you would get disqualified. So hopefully I'm all right. So but I'll just have to be careful when I move back. I don't move back too far. So what I've chosen to do for this, what do I listen to in the morning, is pick on a specific scenario. The scenario is one I haven't faced for 18 months pretty much, which is my commute to work. Those of you who watch my videos would probably know that I work in London, or I'm based in London. For the last 18 months I've been working from home. I did go into London the other day as a kind of reorientate myself with the journey. But normally in the office in London, in Westminster, and so I will talk about the music I listen to on that commute, and it's in three phases. Those of you know me, I'm pretty laissez-faire. I'm pretty I don't really mind what I listen to. I'm not driven by lists and algorithms and all that sort of thing. I'm just kind of happy-go-lucky in my listening. But I on my phone, and with my noise-cancelling headphones, I do have three folders. There's the walk from the house to the station. There's on the train, and then there's walking from the train to work. And so I've picked 5 records from each phase of my commute. So normally I will leave the house around 6:02, sometimes 6:03, maybe 6:01, depends on the weather, but not 6:04, but fairly relaxed on that. And walk to the station. It takes roughly 27.5 minutes, 27.75 minutes to get to the station, roughly. And then about 2 or 3 minutes to get through the barriers and down the platform. So and I'm catching the 6:48, so that gives me some leeway. So on the walk, 6:02, leaving the house, obviously getting towards leaving the house in the dark. This is a winter scenario, in the dark. What do I listen to? So I want to kind of just gently bring myself into this conscious world. So it might be something like Walk Across Rooftops by the Blue Nile, or The Cure's 17 Seconds. So kind of indie but not too aggressive indie, or Richard Hawley's Cole's Corner. That's quite a gentle indie album. It might be some sort of ambient synth like Pie Corner Audio Stasis, so instrumental ambient synth, or it might be a soundtrack, maybe not this one, but it might be a soundtrack like the Ipcris File, a Bond or a Morricone. Adds a bit of this would add a bit of spice and intrigue to the journey in the dark through the urban streets to get to the station. So I've arrived at the station, gone through the barriers, walked down the platform 3/4 of the way down to the metal pole, stood by the little dip there is in the tarmac there by the yellow painted line, two breaks in the yellow painted line. That means I'm now in the right place to be at the front door of 2 doors, carriage 8 of a 10 carriage train when it arrives, and I'll be first in the queue. If I'm not first in the queue, I will probably say to the person who's this random person who's not a regular, who's got there early, excuse me, I think you'll find that I go first in the queue, but if not, I'm first in the queue. Okay, and train will arrive 6:48. Winchester is the last stop. It's come all the way up from the south coast, from Poole or something like that, and Winchester's the last stop before London Waterloo. So if you don't wish to travel to London Waterloo, please leave the train now. Next station London Waterloo. Next station London Waterloo. Get on the train. Hopefully, because it's because this is the last stop, sometimes there aren't seats, but in this scenario there are a number of seats available. My seat of choice, but laissez-faire, doesn't really matter, I don't get obsessive by this, but my seat of choice will be 3rd row down, right hand side, backward facing, aisle seat, and therefore whatever, but as long as it's that seat I'm fine. Sit down, and so if you go too far down, the aircon comes down onto sort of seats rows 4 and 5. You don't want to be in rows 1 and 2 because the traffic in and out of the doors is a bit annoying. So seat 3, row 3, sorry. So but not fussed. And then so what am I going to do in this scenario? I'm just going to chill. I'm going to close my eyes and either drift off to sleep or just kind of daydream or morning dream. So again, I might play some soundtracky stuff. This is Morricone's La Donna Invisible. I might play some soul, but gentle soul, like Dusty in Memphis. This is not too many bangers on this. This is not going to sort of blast you into consciousness. This is a nice, lovely album to drift off to. I might listen to Dead Can Dance, something like that, where it's kind of a little bit ethereal, otherworldly, almost like wordless vocals and sort of wonderful instrumentation. You can drift off into that world. Or I might listen to something like this fantastic all instrumental folk album, Show of Hands, The Path. Show of Hands are a duo, Steve Knightley, Phil Beer, from the west coast, from Devon, I think. They've been making music since '87. This is from 2003. This is sort of like a concept album, I suppose. It's an instrumental journey around the west coast country coastline. It's because it's got National Trust, English Heritage, Countryside Agency sort of on it, and each of the tracks on here is a sort of location, a landmark, a place on a West Country walk. And this is, instrumental. So Phil Beer is a multi-instrumentalist, so it's the fiddle, mandolin, acoustic guitar, Steve Knightley playing the acoustic guitar. But there are lots of field recordings on this of, waves crashing, or the shoreline, seagulls, the sort of sound of a port and stuff like that going on. Absolutely great to sort of drift off into that world whilst you're resting your eyes in a dark journey in the winter into London. Or probably more likely, one of the most played albums I've got is this. This is Max Richter's Sleep. So purpose built for what I'm looking for here, which is this is an 8 CD set. This is 8 CDs and it's got a Blu-ray for the whole thing. It's about 8 hours of neoclassical ambient music that Max Richter composed to follow the human's 8-hour sleep cycle. So it's all geared around the sleep cycle, and he performs this live. I think I've said this before. He performs this live in warehouses with beds, and people pay money to go and to go and experience this live, and to in an ideal world to sleep through the entire concert while they play it live for 8 hours. So that's that's the journey in. An hour, 6:48. I catch, gets in, you know, with if there are no delays, diversions, leaves on the line, wrong kind of snow, or whatever it might be. We'll get in 7:47 into London Waterloo. So I'll be sitting there and sussing out how busy is the carriage. If it's medium busy, I might get up when the train is passing Battersea Power Station, and if it's sort of less busy, I might get up when the train is passing the MI6 building. But you know, I'm relaxed about all that. So up, down, check the app, which platform we're coming into. Odd numbers we're coming in on the left hand side, even numbers coming in on the right hand side. So I'll kind of get to the door so that I'm ready to press the button to open the doors and be first out of the train. But I'm relaxed about it. It doesn't matter to me if I'm not, but you know, but I always am. And then off the train, through the barriers, out of the east exit at the top anyway, out there, and off on my walk to work. And I need to now come out of that soporific phase and start to get my head in the game, get ready for work. So I might play, I don't know, I might play another, what might I play? I might play another sort of soundtracky one that's got a bit more mix, like the Get Carter soundtrack. I might, depending on the time of year or I'm doing it, but I might play the Kinks, We Are the Village Green Preservation Society. If I fancy a good thing to walk, commute to work is a bit of reggae, so I might play Bob Marley and the Wailers, Babylon by Bus. If I want to really blow the cobwebs away, I might play The Jam or Mod Cons. That's a good London commute because I'm going. So my journey is, you know, out of Waterloo Station, head off towards St Thomas's Hospital, to get onto Westminster Bridge. Over Westminster Bridge, I walk past the Houses of Parliament, round past the front of the Houses of Parliament, over Westminster Abbey, and then my office is a few hundred yards from Westminster Abbey near St James's Park. Sometimes I go St James's Park and back the other way for a bit of variety. And the ultimate soundtrack for walking in the hustle and bustle of commute in London is a big cliche, but there's nothing better than getting yourself ready for the day with a bit of London Calling by The Clash. So that's my morning commute to work, and in the scenario that I am commuting to work, which I am looking forward to getting back to. Okay, VC, cheers, bye.